Chief Constable speaks, but let's turn to Donald Trump, because he has been continuing his tour of the Middle East. He again today expressed his readiness to broker peace between Israelis and Palestinians, saying it would be one of the toughest deals of all. Well, let's return to our chief international correspondent, Lise Doucette, who's been covering this trip. She's in Jerusalem for us. And Lise, Donald Trump there talking about the hopes for Middle East peace, but he's also been talking through the course of the last 24 hours about that attack in Manchester.
Yes, both President Trump and President Abbas and Prime Minister Netanyahu all expressed their condolences about the attack in Manchester, and they've all been talking about what they see as the way forward and the prospects of peace. President Trump said that he did see now the partners for peace on both sides, and said peace was possible. In a moment we'll speak to a prominent Palestinian politician in the West Bank city of Ramallah, but joining us here in Jerusalem is Oded Revivi. He is the chief foreign envoy for the Yesha Council, which represents the settlers, and you're from Efrat. Do you welcome President Trump's comments saying peace is possible and that there's a partner on the Palestinian side to talk to?
I think on a day like this, when we hear the news from Manchester, so first of all, allow me to show my condolences to the family of the victims and a quick recovery to those who were injured. I think it's just a reminder of what President Trump is trying to achieve. He's trying to find the partners to reach that peace, which means peace between people. People who want to live one alongside together peacefully, not hurting, and not being afraid of terrorist attacks. And any individual, and definitely the President of the United States, if he comes with such a message on a day like this, when we see how many casualties we can have just from one terrorist, I definitely welcome him.
But what about resuming the peace process between the Palestinian Authority negotiators and from Israel? Do you support that process and the goal of a two-state solution?
I did not hear that that's the goal. I heard that the goal is a goal for peace. I'm a believer, I'm a religious Jew. I pray at least 3 times a day that there will be peace upon this earth. As a believer, I can't say that I'm against negotiating for peace. But peace means understanding that one can live next to one another peacefully, with no hate, with no harm, with no incitement, and I think that's what President Trump has brought with him.
But the Palestinians would say there won't be a peace if there's no Palestinian state.
I haven't heard that either. I'm surrounded by Palestinian neighbors who come and knock on my door, who say that they want to be part of the state of Israel because they have lack of confidence in their leadership. We have to remember it's almost 12 years since the last time the Palestinian authorities held elections to decide who their leadership is. And when those are the leaders, and when there is an assumption that maybe they're not representing the people, and we see the lack of trust and the frustration that the Palestinian people have with their leadership, and the fact that their quality of life is deteriorating because of lack of leadership.
They would say it's also because of the settlement building and the checkpoints that President Trump acknowledged the economy is in a bad state. They would say there's many other things which must change if their lives are to improve. Most of all, ending the occupation.
So let me just confuse you with the facts. Prior to 1967, only 4% of the Palestinians were attached to running water. Today, 97% of the Palestinians are attached to running water. Their quality of life has just expanded and become better since Israel is in Judea and Samaria. All the Jewish settlements, which you have referred to as being the obstacle for peace, only actually occupy 1.6% of Judea and Samaria. The obstacle for peace is the acknowledgement of people willing to live one alongside the other.
Oded Revivi, I'm afraid we're going to have to leave it there. You made your point. Those will be some of the issues discussed if the peace process does resume. But thank you very much.
We can follow up later on.
Yes.
Thank you.